How's it going, guys? My name is Damien. Welcome back. Bringing you my review for Arrow episode 11 of season 4. And this episode was a relatively good episode. It really was a personal episode, in my opinion, more about family and that type of thing. So, not a lot really going on as far as big story arcs, but still a great episode nonetheless. Shadowspire, which is a criminal organization in the DC universe, was featured, which is really nice as well. And being connected to the island and all of that was a great little tease or kind of included scene that kind of led to some more events of Oliver's past. So that was really nice to see as well. And it really kind of focused on Diggle and Argus and Lila and his family. That was actually a bulk of the episode, and having Team Arrow kind of work together to save them and that type of thing. So it wasn't really a big episode, not compared to like The Flash last night or anything like that, but the big points I think for the episode tonight were Oliver and Felicity. I think they had roughly about 8 minutes of scenes, which is quite a lot in a 40-minute episode, and their scenes are interesting. I think that for the Olicity fandom right now, the realization that I think there's a very large possibility, it is very, very possible in my mind, that Oliver and Felicity won't be endgame, in the sense that they may not stay in a relationship, because I was unsure where they were going to take Oliver and Felicity, or where they were going to take the Felicity character specifically, because Arrow has been doing this for some time now, and they have been realistically just stealing or taking from the Batman universe, because what they're doing with Felicity, as you can see now, she's in this wheelchair, and that is a precursor. Of course, the Oracle name was thrown around in the episode tonight, but that is what they're going for. They're pushing for her to become Oracle, and if that indeed does happen, then I don't really see any scenario where her and Oliver Queen can really be endgame. I guess since they're doing whatever they want on this show with characters that never even existed, like Felicity, I guess that is definitely possible. But the actual Oracle is Barbara Gordon, and she was Batgirl and was actually put in the wheelchair by the Joker. That's how it happened in the comics, at least in one interpretation. I'm not sure if there's different ways in which it happened, but that is the way that I know of. So that's how it went down in Batman's universe, and Arrow has been doing this a lot with, especially in the Earth 2 scenario, where you see that Oliver Queen was the one that died and his father was the one that survived on the island. So and he became the vigilante. So and that's the way it went down with Earth 2 Batman. Bruce Wayne died and his father, Thomas Wayne, was the actual Batman. So they've been doing that a lot with Arrow, and I'm not sure how much more they're going to pull, but if they do indeed have Felicity in this wheelchair, what I guess the Olicity fandom, like what you guys can look or expect, not necessarily look forward to, but what you can really expect is that Felicity won't be getting out of that wheelchair ever. Now, with the liberties they have taken on Arrow, I feel like they could actually change a lot of things. They could really kind of make it so that maybe, hey, she can walk again. But the Oracle character ends up helping the Justice League and so many other people, like heroes. She even is a member of the Suicide Squad at some point. So there's a lot of different opportunities there on the show, I guess, with what they could do with her character. But she's going to become more independent now that she is, if they are going to take her in this direction of being Oracle, she's going to become more independent for sure. And I'm not sure how Oliver's going to fit into that kind of dynamic, but we'll see how it goes. Those are just my thoughts. Those are what I know that is possible with the Oracle character if they do go in that direction. If they decide to fully make her Oracle, then that is kind of what I would expect, because she's kind of like all over the internet, just how you kind of have to look at it. She's all over, she's helping people, and she also starts developing if you want to call it a super wheelchair, kind of like the one that Harrison Wells' Eobard Thawne had. If you guys watched The Flash, he had that in season 1. His chair it wasn't necessarily a super chair, but he did have a powered device under it. So something like that, I guess she would kind of start out with and start branching off into other things. But she did have a pretty cool chair in the comics. And those are just kind of like a couple of things that they could potentially do with Felicity's character to make her a little bit cooler, because Felicity in the entirety of the show, she's never really been any kind of truly like valuable asset. She is valuable just to the very small group of Team Arrow, but if they really set her character apart, then she could really start branching out and potentially helping Team Flash on the Flash TV show separately. Like, that would be pretty cool. She could jump in and help the Legends of Tomorrow cast, all of those guys. So there's a lot more possibility if you take her in the direction of being Oracle. So I think it would be pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think about that. Their scenes were really great, though. I think Stephen Amell, I think he's doing a pretty good job of his acting anyway, is spot on to the point of somewhat believable. At least I can't say that I don't really believe what he's doing. His scenes with Felicity, he's being really, really understanding and supportive, and I'm trying to think, like, being in that position would be really, really hard to have to kind of adjust to this new circumstance of your girlfriend being put in a wheelchair and feeling the guilt of possibly it being your fault and things like that. So he's juggling a lot, and Arrow has been pretty good so far in season 4. So I hope they continue to build on it. I'm not a big fan of the fact that they're taking from the Batman universe. Definitely not. I think they should strive to be independent in their own right. And even if you take some things that are inspired, if you kind of have some storylines rather that are inspired from Batman, that would be one thing. But to pull directly like that with the Oracle stuff, that I think shows that they're just not really. They're not. See, the thing is that the Oliver Queen character, I feel like he's never been strong enough in the comics. The Green Arrow, rather, has never been strong enough lore-wise or story-wise to compete. Like, you can see the Flash in 2 seasons is better to me in 4 seasons of Arrow. Than 4 seasons of Arrow. It's just a much better show. There's a lot more writing there because the Flash has been around longer, so there's a lot bigger storylines to pull from, a lot more characters to use and things like that, and just overall, because of the fact that he has superpowers and there's time travel, it's just a lot easier in my opinion. But I think Arrow could have been a lot more independent. They could have also focused a lot more on Oliver's time on the island. They could have done part of season 1 or the entirety of season 1 about him getting off of the island and then kind of go from there. But that's just me speculating or kind of, coming up with random scenarios. They could have done a lot. There's a lot of origin stories for the Green Arrow that they really didn't get to touch on. So I hope that they potentially can strive for being a more independent show and not really go down the path of Batman, because Green Arrow can never touch Batman. That's just never going to happen. So I hope they continue to improve and potentially kind of get to the point where they have a good way to wrap the show up, because we're 4 seasons in now and season 5 is coming up, so the show is starting to get up there in age. So I don't know how much longer they plan on keeping it around, but do let me know what you guys think. Oliver and Felicity scenes were great, 8 minutes of them. The scenes between John and Andy Diggle were really great as well. Like I said, more family oriented, that brotherly bond, it was great. And yeah, I guess we'll see next week just what happens. I'll see you guys here tomorrow for Legends of Tomorrow. Hopefully, if I enjoy the episode. If not, then I'm not sure I'll want to do a review, but I'm trying to give the show a chance, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, comment down below, leave your thoughts and opinions, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. I again apologize for the lack of content on this channel. I will try to be more consistent. I'm gonna have videos pretty much going up almost every day from now until next week. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys can check out that content. My name is Damien. Have a good night.